Deana Conyard, she's the Senior Global Marketing Manager, Production Solutions at Xerox. Thank you for hanging in here with us. And Kelly Leahy, she's the America's Field Marketing Manager at Xerox. I have gotten to know these, is Kelly here? Yeah. Yeah. I have gotten to know these lovely ladies over the past 2 years. And I have to say that Xerox is on a mission, people. They are on a mission to educate the creatives in, I want to say, in the ground level, the way that they think. And what I mean by that, like on the Project Peacock level, like here are the ingredients. Here are some really creative people that have done some really cool things with these ingredients. Now you do things with the ingredients, and fostering that type of collaboration between designers and printers and technology. And I am just thrilled to death that they are a part of the Project Peacock family, part of my family in a lot of ways. And I just want to thank both of you so much for your support last year, this year, hopefully moving forward as well. And without further ado, take it over, Xerox.
Thank you, Deborah. Well, that was so enthusiastic, and we are glad to really be able to reach this audience and share the exciting things that we are doing. So, there's been a lot of discussion so far. It's more in this large format arena as it pertains to point of purchase, but we're really focused more in the small to medium size applications because there's so many touch points within retail, that really lend itself to the technology that we have. And one of the things that we're doing, and one of the reasons we're so focused on the creatives, is we're changing the way that you can really make those visualizations come to life, and how you can produce that. So we've got this whole mission called Beyond Cmyk. And what that is really about bringing print embellishments in line with the standard print process. So rather than having to do it as a secondary process that adds time, it adds equipment, it adds cost, we can do it all as one step when you're printing, and add those extra little wows, those little pops, those sparkles that make things catch the eye and stand out, which is so important inside that retail environment. So what are the things that we can do, right? There's a whole array of things within our various technologies. One is that we can print metallics, right? So it's golds, it's those silvers, it's giving you those foil-like effects that typically you would do through stamping or foiling machines, but do it straight in line, and again, get that really shiny effect that catches the eye. Very unique to Xerox is what we have is mixed metallics. Now take those silvers and gold and mix them with Cmyk, and you get all of those iridescent colors, which are really cool. So now you have a whole new palette to work with in terms of all of your different types of signage and folding cartons and brochures, whatever it may be. Then we can use white. White has a lot of different applications. When it works on colored media really well. So now all of a sudden your media is an embellishment, printing on craft stock, really trendy, printing on black, printing on red, yellow, whatever the substrate may be, with that white that gives a pop. Or you can use it as an underlay so that the color still prints really well. You can also print on vinyls, clear material. So window clings all of a sudden, have a really good application inside of the traditional digital printing space. Clear is great because it creates that gloss differential, kind of giving you that watermarking effect. And then we've got fluorescence. Fluorescence really pop and catch the eye. So, talk about that brightness, and all of a sudden you want to look at something. The fluorescence go a long way in doing that. And then lastly, we've got gamma extension colors. Obviously in retail, brand is everything, and having that consistency, that recognizable factor, right, where people immediately recognize, oh, it's Home Depot orange, right? Then it's really important to have that accuracy of colors. And we all know that the traditional 4-color process only gets you so far. So a lot of times when it comes to brand colors, you have to mix that custom spot color. Well, by just adding in a few extra colors, we can hit really all of those colors with 100% accuracy within the Pantone library. And then you mix in the capability to print on specialty stocks, textured stocks, synthetics, right? Extra long stocks. So digital printing isn't just your 12 by 18, 11 by 17, right? We're printing much bigger sizes than that inside of traditional digital presses, up to 35, 47 inches long. So now you can print banners, you can print different size posters, and again, inside that medium size format that there's a lot of application for and use inside of point of purchase, point of sale. And then actually you can do some textured effects as well when you start to layer in these different embellishments, especially with the clear. All of a sudden you run that multiple passes and you've got a textured effect. The great thing about this is that we make it so easy from the print process. There's no extra time, there's no extra costs associated with it. The click is the standard model people are used to. And that doesn't apply. So, and we're running it at the same speed. So there's really no trade-off. And like Deborah said, we're so focused on the design community, trying to make this really accessible for you, giving you all of the resources to know how to design effectively to this so that you can work with our print partners and really cost effectively produce all of these wonderful applications that we're going to share with you. So we're going to show, Kelly and I are going to go through 5 categories of things that you can really apply to the retail space with our technology. First and foremost is, as I mentioned with that gamut extension, how do you get that brand accuracy, right? And have that really reliable. Next, we're going to talk about some short run packaging. So lots of opportunities there in terms of what we can do. Certainly there's a big shift in going to online shopping. Lots of SKU proliferation, more and more varieties, more customization to different stores, and it's all shortening the run lengths, plus a lot of management of the inventory. So having that flexibility to produce folding cartons on digital technology with those eye-popping embellishments is really becoming much more critical. Then we've got windows, walls, doors, floors, and more. Right. So again, it's getting to that signage aspect and all of those different touch points that we can produce with the technology. And we've got a lot of fun examples here. And then there's this area called functional goods, right? It's those little things that have a real purpose, right? So it's not a communication, it's not a brochure, it's got kind of a further utility beyond that kind of creates an experience. So we'll show you a lot of those applications as well. And then lastly, there's touch points beyond just inside the store. It's how do you create that relationship that goes outside, throughout that entire life cycle management. And creating very timely and relevant communications is really critical to creating that relationship and that loyalty with customers that keep them coming back. So I'm actually going to stop sharing right now and really more just focus on the show and tell portion. So first we're going to start with the brand accuracy and the Pantone colors. So with our technology, we support 3 extra colors: orange, green, blue, orange, green, and blue, right? So that gets us to a 93% of the Pantone library. So when you think about things like, just tags and brochures, right? Those are all really critical touch points inside of and retail, depending on what the application is, whether it's a storefront, whether it's a maybe a restaurant or something like that. But there's also, when you extend that into packaging as well, you want that consistency of the brand color to carry through. So printing on the various stocks that support packaging in those run lengths, but being able to do the thick stocks as well. So up to 24 point is really critical for those heavier, more durable type of items that require a little more substantiation to them. Also being able to support some of the versioning, right? So here we've got pretty much the same packaging item, but 3 different varieties, right? As I said, there's a lot of SKU proliferation that's taking place, shorter runs, managing that shelf life, doing customizations to various stores, maybe doing some seasonal type of customization as well that really suits digital technology. Start to add in some watermarking, some clear, right, onto that as well, using these really metallic types of medias catch the attention also. And then also we've got the fluorescence, right? Those are very, very bright, so the eye naturally goes to them. So a lot of different opportunities to really attract and meet the needs of the changing dynamics that are happening inside of the retail space, specifically with the folding cartons and packaging. And then lastly, you know, labels is a big extension of that as well, right? So a lot of times it's not just the folding carton, but it's how it's labeled on top. Again, applying that brand accuracy to that and applying the labels is an extension of the brand as well. So I'm going to turn it to Kelly now, and she's going to talk about the couple of the other opportunities.
Yeah, great. Thanks, Deana. So I'm going to start with the, windows, walls, and floors, all of that fun signage that Deana set us up for when she, started her presentation. But first and foremost, Deana talked a lot about white, and white is so critical in order to do these window cling applications and the labels, and being able to print on that flexible vinyl is something that our technology does very well. You can see here, this is really great. You would see this maybe entering into a gas station or even on the cooler inside of the gas station for a buy one, get one free. We also have labels up here in the corner for your craft beer, and I'm not sure if it's coming through, but there is white on here. So there is a clear label with white, and it's basically, free Wi-Fi and a coffee house that maybe you're putting over top of something that has a dark background. So that would come through with a nice white toner as well.
We could see it, Cal.
I'm sorry?
We could see it.
Oh, perfect. Okay. Yeah, it's hard to tell with the lighting if it's working. We also talked a little bit about, being able to add in those specialty embellishments with some of these window decals. So in this case, this is maybe a craft brew label. And you can see here that we've got that beautiful gold metallic. And it really is, it has a high flop index, meaning that, there's actually metallic in the toner. So it really is very sparkly and eye-catching. So, you can imagine that could even be applied to a custom, maybe a short run, lot of a specialty beer, right? The label right onto the beer bottle. Okay. So next up is our floor category. And, signage, especially with COVID, and I know that everybody's getting sick of talking about COVID. There's so much information about how the signage, the COVID signage isn't going away anytime soon, but we're going to be adding so much more promotional information to that signage. So whether it's on the windows or on the floor, partnering with GPA, and this is the GPA Floor Shark material. This is a really nice adhesive that goes on the floor. It has a non-slip grip to it. You can probably actually hear that coming through the speaker, and able to be cleaned and mopped up, no problems there at all. Now, Deana also talked about fluorescence and oversized signage. So I'm going to back up a little bit and stand up because I've got a really great example here. So this is a 36-inch sheet, and it has that very, very vibrant fluorescent yellow. And again, this is eye-catching. This is showing a promotion inside of a tire shop, and really, driving somebody to take action with the fluorescence in that piece. I think Angel was talking a lot about, the walls that were going up inside of the mall there. Well, maybe it's under construction, that area, and they do need some, signage to make sure that people are paying attention, that they're not entering, that it is a construction zone. And those fluorescent yellows absolutely are eye-catching and make people take action on that as well. When you think about cosmetics and luxury, the fluorescent pink on iridescent is absolutely stunning. And in this case, you can imagine posters inside of a store showcasing, the latest nail polishes or lipsticks. And again, this Sabine here is actually fluorescent pink and gold together, creating a really beautiful rose gold that is pretty shimmery and eye-catching. and creates a lot of interest in this piece. Okay. Now the next section that I'm going to talk about before I turn it back over to Deana are those functional goods. And like Deana said, those functional goods are, all of those really, fun things that, are functional. Maybe it is the coffee cup holder, right? Being able to produce these for events, or even if you're a small local, coffee shop, this creates not just the coffee cup holder, but information on it about the rewards program that they have. And it's also on a textured, like I think it's a linen stock. So again, just, a beautiful piece that, has a QR code on it and is enabling somebody to take action. We also talked about those coasters, right? Now, when you think about maybe a restaurant, here's a beautiful menu, right? Here's a beautiful menu, their coaster that goes with it, and also a membership loyalty rewards to their wine club. And like Deana said, they want to have, a consistent look and feel across everything that the consumer is touching, and being able to print those functional goods, being able to print on this beautiful premium black media with the white toner is absolutely stunning. Now, when we bring in more of those embellishments, here's another menu that actually has gold, silver, and clear all on, actually, I think this one is just gold and gold and silver and black. Yep. So it's interesting because on this one, you can see, I don't know if it's coming through. Do you see the one here? Oh. So this is actually done with not our clear toner. This is actually black ink, and the wax in the toner is actually creating that reflectiveness against the flat media. So this is just all in line, one pass, gold and silver and black. It's absolutely stunning on that premium black media. Now, another opportunity for those functional goods are those tabletops, right? So this particular piece is, a folding carton tabletop. This is on a synthetic media. And, again, going back to COVID, when restaurants have, printed menus or these tabletops, they really need to be cleaned. And what's wonderful about this media is that it actually chemically bonds with our toner. So this can be washed, it can be sprayed down with Windex, it can be bleached, it could even be put in the dishwasher. The only thing that you couldn't use on it is nail polish remover, but a way to print something that can stay around for a little while within maybe a restaurant. Another really great opportunity too is within our printed bags. So again, creating that brand awareness as somebody's leaving a retail center with the the logo of the boutique or the shop on it. And in this case, these bags, Deana, correct me if I'm wrong, these are printed flat and then bound after the fact. Is that correct?
Correct. Yes.
And then we have another solution, actually a customized solution where you can print a smaller bag actually in line on the iridescent, which we've seen lots of wonderful applications from, wine bags at Christmas time to little candy corns on it for Halloween bags, and even, balloons for kids' birthday parties. So lots of wonderful applications all around those functional goods. And the last thing I'll just say is we can also print magnets. Oops. So this is a material that goes through the machine and is magnetized after the fact. But being able again to create those loyalty programs, the pizza shop, a beautiful chocolate, artisan chocolate that also has a beautiful brochure that can go along with it. So Deana, I think that's all the samples that I have at my disposal. So I'll turn it back over to you.
Yeah, and one other area that we just want to touch upon is, right, there's so many touch points that we just showcased in terms of that in-store experience or that establishment that you might have that you can create, that brand recognition, but that also extends outside through direct marketing. and direct marketing happens, through multiple channels these days, but print still serves as one of the most effective means, right? Because it's tangible, we can touch it, it has a longevity associated with it. So taking some of the print that we might put in the mail, postcards, right, catalogs, and applying embellishments to it can be highly, highly effective to even further boost those response rates. People will spend more time looking at it, right, and engaging with it, and hopefully that links them up to either an online experience or it brings them into the store and there's a connection there. So, again, using some of the fluorescence to do that, and using this all in combination with personalization, with data, right? We've got examples of postcards here where you're really targeting the offers to the customer profile, right? If you've got the fashionista, you got the home improvement person, you've got the outdoorsman, right? And really making those relevant where the people don't even realize that they're being targeted because it's not so explicit, but you're using that information about them to make it actually valuable to them. Now apply those embellishments, right? Do clear, put some of those subtle messages in there, right? Because all of a sudden they're like, wait, what do I see, right? And there's something a little bit more special about it. Same thing with the catalogs. Catalogs are still highly, highly, especially as we're coming upon holiday season right now, right? Where people, you're shopping for your kids' toys or trying to figure out that special gift for a loved one. Catalogs are highly relied upon, and they're a great vehicle for pushing people into the store to then have all of those other experiences that you're creating. So using the technologies that we have, right, to be able to produce these effectively, to be able to produce these in a way that's very relevant, in a way that is cost effective as well and very targeted, really creates that overall experience, that customer journey that's so critical that everyone is fighting for. And the days of spray and pray is completely gone. Like everyone has said today, the panelists, it's all about the experience, and the experience is inside the store and it's outside as well. So with that, Deb, I think we'll turn it back to you to close out.
Well, stay there for a second because I feel like a bobblehead because I've just been nodding in agreement with everything that you guys have been saying. And I'm really happy that, we took it out of the complete wide format realm here because there's so much of the in-store experience or the commercial business experience takes place on the shelf, or another place for it is really in the bag. And I'm an online ordering person, as most people are. And what I've been noticing is more marketing materials are coming in my packaging. Also, what I'm noticing, and I think what we're going to start to see more of, is people are telling me the story of their company in the package. So there's a real big opportunity here for little postcards to go into the bag, or little something that stands out, to make people see that it's in there. And everything you said about, if they're coming into your, first of all, if they're coming into your store, it's a big deal, and how do you keep them coming back? And a little thank you note in the bag, or anything like that, and using any of the specialty effects. I mean, who knew about the black on black? That freaked me out. So I love that. I also want to point out, I'm really glad that you reviewed white ink as well. The story I love to tell about Xerox and White Ink. At Project Peacock Print Fair, Gary showed this poster of a lion in white ink. And the print customers did not understand what they were looking at. They thought that they were looking at white paper that was printed in black ink, until we told them no, it was black paper printed in white ink, and they would just stare at it. So if you have white ink, or can show samples in white ink, or show how you can use white ink to help create other colors, it's a really incredible thing to do. And Beyond CMYK is really the thing of the future. So Kelly, anything else you want to say?
You know what, Deb, you just reminded me, because I recently ordered a necklace from Amazon, And when it came in a cute little box. And inside the box, it wasn't a coaster, but it was a die cut, a little bit smaller than this. And it said, thank you for your order. And it had a little heart on it. And the heart had clear over the top of it. And because I'm dealing in specialty embellishments every day, I immediately noticed it and I saved it and I use it in samples sometimes. But I think that you're right. It's those special little touches that everybody is so aware of right now. They're seeing it. And that's why print is really coming back and is so important right now again.
Yeah, it's that unboxing experience that we call it, right? It's that, and people go viral or social with it, right? Especially millennials, they'll like make a whole thing out of it and share online, and that obviously creates that's advertising.
Yes, but it could be an unbagging experiences too, is kind of what I'm saying. Like you go into, you go into certain stores, you come back, you have like a stack of stuff in there, but if it's something you really care about, or if it's something that, bring this back next time for a free cup of coffee with breakfast or something like that, and you could really start building a customer loyalty, customer reward program. But it's good for the printer, because if you can bring somebody, a business owner, an idea like that, and then you can, even if 5 more people have breakfast, that pays for itself. And then they start saying things to, what else can we do? And, those are the types of conversations that your technology enables. So thank you, ladies. Yes, Kelly, go ahead.
All right, you just bring up one more point, and just for the designers that are on the call, the technology to be able to do these embellishments digitally also sort of unlocks your creative freedom, right? You're not bound to think in 4 color when you're sitting down for design. You really now have the ability to think in 5, 6, 11 colors, depending on the different technologies. And, it just, again, being able to do it in line with short run and personalization with those specialty medias is really just, a wonderful opportunity for the future. So thanks, Deb.
Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. I appreciate everybody hanging in with us. Project Peacock's all about sharing and getting inspiration. And I can tell you that it always makes me giggle a little that I get so inspired at my own events, but I really do, because that's the best part of my job. I'm the ambassador. I know really cool people, and then I learn from them. And in some cases, I just tell you about what I learned from them, or in other cases, I'm lucky enough to be able to bring everybody together so you can hear for yourself. So thank you. Thank you so much for taking time and coming here. And if you haven't checked out the partner booths, check them out now or come back whenever you want. The platform is open 24/7. Please check out the podcast. Come back on December 15th for our exclusive event with Mohawk. Before you leave the platform, you can click over there and on the event and add it to your calendar. Thanks to Josh Power from the Power Event Group, our event manager, and for all of you for popping in for some inspiration tonight. The platform is open 24/7. As I said, until next time, everybody, peacock long and prosper.